Members of the committee, thank you. My name is John Woods. I have a concealed handgun permit. I'm a doctoral student in molecular biology at the University of Texas, and I'm against this bill. I was a student at Virginia Tech in 2007 when the shooting happened. I knew 6 of the students killed, among them Maxine Turner, who was a friend throughout college. We practiced martial arts together, and our senior year we dated. 3 days before the shooting, on Friday, April 13, 2007, I escorted her to her sorority formals. It was our 6-month anniversary. She was one of the brightest, most energetic, good-hearted people I've ever met. I loved her, and I never told her that, so I'm putting it on the record here today. Before I made up my mind about this issue, I talked to a lot of people and explored a great deal of research. I spoke with survivors, campus administrators, family members of victims, and campus police chiefs. The Virginia Tech Review Panel did much the same thing. The review panel was a nonpartisan commission of experts on law enforcement, the judicial system, adolescent psychiatry, criminal psychology, victim services, higher education, and emergency medicine. It was chaired by the same guy they trusted to investigate the 9/11 attacks on the Pentagon and the 2002 Beltway sniper killings, Gerald Massengill. Another panelist whose name you might recognize is Tom Ridge, President Bush's first Homeland Security Secretary. Even though the panel was full of experts, they sought out opinions from over 2,000 others, from survivors, from families, from students, from campus administrators, from Chief Wendell Flincham of Virginia Tech Police Department, and from the officers who were first on scene on April 16th. The panel members dedicated 3 months of their lives to understanding a terrible tragedy. The panel made over 70 recommendations, mostly about prevention, but some about reacting to active shooters. One was that university policies banning guns be given the force of law at those institutions which chose to adopt them. This proposal, SB 354, took the opposite approach. It seems that it began with an agenda of putting guns into classrooms, and to accomplish this leveraged the scariest, most emotionally fraught tragedy available. Then its proponents went through a couple of news articles, isolated all the facts and suppositions that supported their conclusion, and wrote a piece of legislation. Ignored in this discussion were students, faculty, parents, university administrators, 86% of campus police chiefs, survivors and family members of victims, all of whom are opposed to this legislation to my knowledge, mental health professionals, 67% of Texans, and the more than 70 recommendations of the review panel. While most parents want a comprehensive emergency plan, lawmakers have instead filed legislation that would force colleges and universities to allow guns in classrooms. I don't believe the lawmakers really pushing this legislation have ever had to make or receive that phone call that every parent dreads. If they have, my sincerest condolences. If lawmakers want credibility on campus safety, they need to start by being part of the campus safety dialogue from day one. This legislation is not about campus safety. It's about an ideological agenda that makes no sense for our colleges and universities. This bill will make campuses less safe. Thank you. We are Virginia Tech, and we will prevail.